Yo, what is going on, guys? Payne here, and today we are going to be doing our guide, showcase, and review for none other than YAE herself. She just came out. I'm really happy with her. I like the character a lot, and I just wanted to take a second to talk about it. So, before anything, I did want to show you guys my YAE stats, not to flex or anything, but we got 2k attack, a little bit of EM passively, 60 crit rate, 270 crit damage, no energy recharge, but that's okay. We got the electro damage bonus. We do have C1 to make up for the lack of energy recharge, otherwise we'd probably have to be playing on a two-piece emblem, but the C1 for her definitely helps out her energy regeneration problems a lot. That being said, let's actually get into the review. So what is YAE? YAE is going to be a off-field sub-DPS for the most part. If you do want to play her as a main DPS, I totally get it. Her autos look really, really cool. And I'm probably going to plan on doing that as well. I'm actually going to work on triple crowning her once we can actually get all the boss materials and stuff. But again, her intended use as, MiHoYo designed her, I think, is going to be an off-field sub-DPS for the most part. That being said, knowing that is her designated and intended role, let's talk about her best in slot weapons, her best artifacts, what constellations you want to go for if you want to go for any at all, and as well as her talents and the priority of which you want to level those up. So first thing we can talk about is going to be your weapon. Obviously, best in slot is going to be Kagura's Verity. It's not even really close. That being said, if you do have either of the other 5-star catalysts, both of those are going to be fine on her as well. Lost Prayer and Skyward Atlas. I still do not have a Skyward Atlas. Fucking, almost 2 years after the game came out, I still can't pull one. She does have a lot of good 4-star options, though. Solar Pearl is going to be a really good option for her as well. Has a really nice passive that's going to basically proc, all of the time with how she's designed. That being said, other options, if you want to play her as main DPS and you only have 4 stars, I guess you could run Dodoko Tails because it gives you normal and charge attacks bonus, but it's pretty copium to be honest. Now let's talk about Widsith. Widsith is fucking sick. This is a really, really strong weapon on YAE. The big thing with it is you're going to get this proc, whether it be the attack percent, the elemental damage bonus, or the elemental mastery. She makes use of all those buffs, so you're never going to have a dead buff, and you're never going to be unhappy with the Widsith. The reason why this elemental mastery buff is actually not dead on her is because she does have a passive talent that increases her E damage based on how much EM you have right here. So yeah, if you're looking for 4-star options, I definitely recommend Widsith as the best 4-star option for her. But again, Kagura's Verity is going to be her best in slot as it is, designed and made for her. That being said, all the other 4-star options are pretty garbage. You definitely don't want to use Sacrificial Fragments. Eye Perception is terrible on everybody. Favonius Codex is pretty copium too. The new weapon, I don't think is very good on her. It is nice that you do get some energy recharge since she is, pretty energy hungry, but the attack percent substat is kind of mid, but if you don't have Widsith and you don't have Solar Pearl or any 5-star option, I guess this is probably the best thing you can use for her, but again, it's not the best. That being said, let's go over to artifacts now. The thing about YAE is that she does not have a designated artifact set that was made for her, so you definitely want to be prioritizing substats over set bonuses, which is what I'm doing here. That being said, she has a bunch of different sets you can run her on. You can do 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Emblem of Severed Fate, you could do 2-piece Shimei, 2-piece Glad, you could do 2-piece Shimei or Glad, and a 2-piece Thundering Fury. If you, for some godforsaken reason, have a 4-piece Thunder Soother, you could run that on her as well, although I would only recommend running the 4-piece Thunder Soother if you're going to be running her in mono Electro comps with like Raiden and Kujo Sera. Otherwise, there's going to be some significant downtime on the buff that Thunder Soother gives you, which is the increased damage dealt by opponents affected by Electro. And there's also a lot of enemies in the game that can't be affected by Electro, specifically a lot of the bosses like the cubes and shit like that. So I would definitely recommend going like 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Shimei, 2-piece Electro, 2-piece Shimei, 2-piece Electro, 2-piece Noblesse. You could also go like 2-piece Wanderers, 2-piece Electro as well, since you're going to get Elemental Mastery for the 2-piece, which is going to buff her E damage a little bit. But yeah, he's super versatile in the artifacts she can run, and I would definitely recommend just focusing on substats over set bonuses for her, which is what I've done. I'll show you guys a quick overview of my artifacts here. We got a nice little flower here with over 30 crit value. We got a insane feather with over 40 crit value. This one's a little stinky. I do want to get a little bit more crit rate or a little bit more crit damage here. I do want to have all my pieces be over 30% crit value, but this is our placeholder for the moment. Our Electro Goblet is also pretty bad. I pulled this and it had crit and crit rate, or crit rate and crit damage on it, and then it just kind of rolled all into attack. But we have over 2k attack now, which at least, you know, looks good. And then lastly, we have this piece, which is, you know, absolutely fucking insane. 19 crit rate on this. This is a 3-statter that rolled HP for the +4 and then rolled nothing but crit the rest of the way. Actually posted a whole video around this piece if you guys want to check that out. You can go to my channel and look it up. It's the last video I posted, I believe, before my YAE wishes, which again, definitely a very entertaining video if you want to see me suffer, but that's not what this video is about. Moving on from artifacts, let's talk about constellations. I do think that C1 is very, 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 very good on YAE. This is going to solve a lot of her energy recharge problems. She's going to restore 8 elemental energy for every Tenko Thunderbolt when she uses her ult. So that's that'll go up to 3, and you should be, you know, having all 3 totems out when you use her ult anyway. So you're guaranteed to be getting 24 energy back when you use her ult. 90 minus 24 is 66, so her energy cost for ultimate is actually only 66 once you can pop it for the first time, which is pretty good. Her other constellations, not really necessary. Her C2 is going to give you a bit more damage on your E. The attack range is basically irrelevant. It's not going to come up ever, really. Her attack range is already insane for her totems. So if you really do want a little bit extra E damage, you can get this. I believe the difference is going to be like 2 to 3k damage with this and the level 4 and the Seisu Sakura. But again, it's not really necessary. It's only given to give you a little bit more damage. C4 is really only to buff mono electro comps with like Raiden and Sarah. It's going to give electro damage bonus to nearby party members when the E hits opponents. I don't believe this can stack either, so it's only going to be a flat 20%. Lastly, her C6 is going to make it so her E, her totems ignore 60% of enemy defenses. Obviously, this is broken. It's going to make it so your totems are doing like 30k a tick or something like that. But again, this is super hard whale territory, and only go for this if you have the means and if you really, really like YAE's gameplay. That being said, we can move on to talents real quick. Before we move on to talents, actually. Low spenders, Dolphins, I would definitely recommend just getting C1 and her weapon. I would prioritize getting C0 YAE, then her weapon, then C1. That's what I did. And it took me about fucking $500 to do it, but we don't talk about that. Anyways, going on to her talents, as far as priorities, you definitely are going to want to prioritize her E and her ult. They are both very important for her kit, so I would recommend leveling them both in tandem, which is what I did. I got 2 mats from the boss fight, so I ended up being able to level each of them up once. But yeah, level E first, then this, then her autos if you really want to do like a DPS YAE. But again, leveling her autos isn't super necessary. I'm just doing it because I really like the character and I want to triple crown her. That being said, we can talk about her passives real quick. What this passive is going to be doing is when you use your ult and you have your 3 totems out, for every totem that is destroyed, it is going to reset the cooldown. So you're going to have 100% uptime on her totems. And her totem cooldown is already super low, so you're always going to have 100% uptime for her totems for the most part. This is just going to give you some passive damage based on the amount of EM you have. I will say, this passive is not worth running a Elemental Mastery Sands for. An Elemental Mastery Sands is really only going to buff your E damage by a little bit, and you're definitely going to want to run attack percent over the Elemental Mastery Sands because it's going to give you a lot more ult damage, it's going to give you some more auto damage, and it's going to still, you know, give you a lot of E damage as well. So I definitely recommend just running a attack Sands and trying to get some EM subs where you can get them. But again, I wouldn't prioritize it. I would go, you know, crit rate, crit damage, attack, and then EM after that. And then if you can get a little bit energy recharge, great. If not, you know, whatever. That being said, that's gonna do it as far as her weapon, artifact, constellation, and talents are concerned. That being said, talking more about if you should actually roll for this character. I think YAE is really strong. I don't think she's game breaking. So if you do not like her design, you do not like her gameplay, I definitely will say you do not have to roll for her. She is Electro. We know the problems that Electro has, and that they continue to have as they port more and more units out. Again, it's not a huge deal. YAE has really good damage as well. Usually with the build I have, at least at level 7 talents, I'm hitting for about 50k on every one of her ult ticks. I'm hitting about, you know, 15 to 20k on each of her E ticks, which is, you know, pretty solid as well. That being said, you know, I do really like YAE. I think her design is great. I know a lot of people have been waiting for her. So I know there's a lot of complaints about her E targeting like campfires and stuff, and it doesn't work on Dvalin. First off, nobody fucking does Dvalin anymore. All right, when's the last time you went and done Dvalin, even besides wanting to get a fucking Dream Solvent, right? And like most of the people that are trying to farm Dvalin for Dream Solvent are just sniping them with Ganyu anyway, right? Like it's such a stupid fucking complaint that does not matter at all, really. That being said, the whole campfire thing, like, overall content's a joke. You're gonna kill everything in a couple hits anyways, and there are no campfires in the Abyss. So, like, the content that matters and the challenging content, these bugs, quote-unquote bugs, do not matter at all. They're completely irrelevant. That being said, if you are on the fence about YAE, I would definitely, you know, give her test run a shot, see how you feel about her. We know that Ayato is coming next, so, you know, if you do like Ayato and you do like his gameplay, you know, maybe opt in for him instead. Maybe wait till the last day of YAE's banner when Ayato's kit gets revealed by Mohoyo, and you can decide if you want YAE then or not. That being said, if you like her design and you think she's a cool character, fucking go for it, man. This character is really strong. She's a great sub DPS. She plays really well with YAE. She plays really well with, you know, Kazuha and other units. She's super versatile and can kind of fit into any team comp. She's basically just a cracked Fischl, you know? She's like a cracked Fischl with a really good ult. And I definitely recommend that you guys roll for her if you are interested. That being said, we are going to talk about team comps real quick before I hop into the Spiral Abyss and give you guys a little showcase of what you can do. This has been my favorite team comp with her. It's kind of it's like national comp, but instead of Raiden or Zhongli, you pair YAE, and this lets you just electrocharge with Tartaglia and just go fucking crazy and swirl everything Kazuha. This is really nice for like mobs. I wouldn't recommend this for, you know, fighting against bosses and stuff, but against just like mobs and big groups of enemies, this is a really fun comp. Obviously, you can go with the Electro Mami comp, where you go like this, and like Bennett, or you could do Kokomi if you want to do Taser comp and you want some easy quality of life and you kind of want to, you know, play a little more comfy. Other than that, again, like I said, YAE is a really versatile unit. She's going to fit into any comp you put her in. She's going to do her job fine. That being said, let's just hop into the Spiral Abyss real quick and give you guys a little showcase of what YAE can do. So we're going to abandon that. I'm just going to do a demonstration on the mechanical array. So let's go like this. What should we do? I don't want to use Sarah because I feel like it's a little bit misrepresentative because I do have Sarah C6. We're not going to use Sarah. We'll go Kazuha, YAE, Raiden, and Bennett. I'll show you what kind of boss damage you can do. I'll just throw her in the second half. I believe we start with fully charged ults in this, so we can actually demonstrate what she can do, right? Yeah, cool. All right. So we'll drop her 3 turrets. We'll pop Kazuha a swirl. We'll pop the ult. And we'll see. Yeah, so we're looking at 71k for each of her ticks, which is pretty strong. I just want to show off Raiden a little bit too. But yeah, YAE's a really strong character. I like her gameplay a lot. Boom! 10k fucking auto attack at level 7. Look at that. See, you could do main DPS YAE if you want. Also, like, she's really fluid to play as well. Like, obviously her autos just look fucking gorgeous, and it's a shame that she isn't a main DPS or she isn't designed to be a main DPS. But that's totally fine, you know. Like, you can even iframe with her E, which is really nice. You know, she's just a really comfy character to play, and she's really fun. That being said, I'm just gonna dip out now. I don't need to finish this fight for you guys. Closing statements. Obviously, I am a huge YAE simp. I love her design. I love her character. I love her lore. She's really fucking cool. She's a great sub DPS that is going to fit into any team comp, and if you have Raiden, she's going to pair wonderfully with her as well. If you guys have any other questions or you want to see more guides or showcases in the future, just let me know. Leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed the content, please make sure to subscribe, as I would really appreciate it. That being said, it's going to do it for me. If you guys have any more questions, again, like I literally just said 10 seconds ago, leave in the comments below. I'm rambling at this point, so I'm going to cut the video. Have a good one. Bye.